Hi guys, welcome to 15 by 15 by Echostream, where we are gonna present you with speakers from Echostream collaborators and Echostream family, and they're gonna present you for 15 minutes in under 15 slides. So first of all, I mean, first off, we have Vaishnavi Kosti from Pune, Maharashtra, currently studying at NID Bhopal as a communication designer. So yeah, I present you Vaishnavi Kosti.
Thank you so much, Alo, for the introduction. So, good evening, everyone. My name is Vaishnavi Koshti. I am a final year communication design student at the National Institute of Design, Madhya Pradesh. My mom used to tell me as a kid, I used to love scribbling on the walls. And when this scribbling on the walls turned into art, is my journey from art to design. So, today I'm going to take you through the journey from my art to design. As a school kid, I always loved my art classes more than any other subject. And I used to be that kid who always used to draw on the copies, be it on chart paper, being the lead in exhibitions. I always used to take the lead. And soon that taking the lead thing encouraged me to take participation in art competitions. And when I used to take participation in art, I used to win prizes, and which boosted my confidence and encouraged me to skill up my skill set about art. So through my 8th standard, if I remember correctly, these were my art pieces which I used to work on. But growing up, I expanded my love for art, and I understood that I can express myself through art. So instead of copying other artworks from of other artists, I started expressing myself and creating my own art. So back in 2020, if I remember correctly, I realized the thing with art with a purpose. So art with a purpose comes from a thought where my art should make an impact on the people, and whenever someone is looking at my art, they should take away something from it. So back in 2021, there were a lot of rape cases that were happening. So this was my first artwork that I made, the Rage Against Rape, where a woman is very rage, who is trying to tell us, okay, this is not correct and we should fight against it. And the other one is about the Black Lives Matter, where the black people are trying to break the framework, but they are being exploited by the white people. So this was one another artwork that I've made. This was a comic strip that portrays my life through the online classes when the corona was happening. So, how I was struggling between studying and distraction like social media while we are on the online classes. Then, back in 2020, there was a farm bill that was introduced by the government, and there were a lot of protests happening against the government. And there were a lot of biased information that was on the internet and the news. So for that, I made this informative comic strip, which gives you an unbiased opinion about whatever is happening and what the bills that have been introduced will do to the farmers and how we can resolve the situation. Then this artwork was very close to me. So when I was in ninth grade, I got an opportunity to write the board exam of a 10th class student who was unable to write from his own hands. So in my theme project for NID entrance exam, this was the poster that I made, which has a very big impact on my life, which always helps me to be kind and helpful to others. And from here, my journey as a communication designer at NIDMP started. Being a student in NIDMP, we have communication design, which lets us explore film, animation, and graphic design as a whole. So these were some of the projects that we worked on. So there's branding for Unicorn Restaurant, campaign for Sirona, there's wayfinding for VT Sankul, and UI UX as a Ghoom Barabar traveling app. There was a stop motion series that we have made, which consists of four taboo fighting series. and there was an art show that we came up with, the Titar Bitar show, just like your any other favorite art show like Art Attack and Mad. Later, I realized with the love of for graphic designing, I also love game designing as well. So these were three of the games that I've worked on. One is Boats and Bites, which is inspired on a story. There's Shumping Fang, which is like a party game, which tells you about fighting two Chinese fighting auntie about whose food is better. And then there's Dekh Bhai Disha Bata. Since we have Google Maps these days, we need the visualization skills about distance and direction. So this was a game that we came up with for that purpose. I would like to tell you more about the game Boats and Bites. So, Boats and Bites is inspired from a story of a village where we had a pond, and in that pond, we had very deadly crocodiles. And in between that pond, there was a man, there was a mango tree. And on that mango tree, there used to be a lot of monkeys who used to savor the delicious mangoes. But whoever the villagers who wanted to savor the mangoes could never do it because the monkeys and the crocodile made it unable to do it. So one day, a wise kid and with his friends went near the mango tree. He took a pebble and threw it at the monkey. But unable to catch the pebble, the monkey got furious and he plucked a mango and he threw it again at the boy. So this was the way how they villagers got to savor the delicious mangoes. So this is a game inspired from that. So the outermost orbit is the power orbit, where you have to circle one round and collect all the power cards, which will help you in the inner two orbits. In the resource orbit, you have to keep on revolving until you come up and collect a resource of an equation of five, five wood, three hammers, two ropes, and a nail. So this, after when you make this equation of resources, you can give it to the bank and you can get a boat to enter the water orbit. But while you're in this block, if someone comes at the same block you are standing at, somebody can loot your resources away and they can take half of them. So once after you've come to the water orbit, there will be crocodiles waiting for you. So this is how you will get eliminated or how you will win the game. So if you don't have a crocodile on your block, you have won the game. Otherwise, you have to go back and start again. Um, Looking back at my journey through design, I feel design has been a very big part of my life since childhood. From making greeting cards for my dad to making exhibition posters, uh, the learnings of creative thinking and material handling has been helping me through my design process a lot. And the small girl is still inspiring me to do something better and learn more, explore more, and keep going in this journey. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. Thank you, Vaishnavi. So if you guys have any questions, you will have a Q&A session after Kavyan's presentation. And for people who are joining live on YouTube, you guys can put your questions in the chat and our moderators will get back to you soon. Next up, it's Kavyan from Chennai, who's also pursuing animation film design from NID Ahmedabad.
Hello all, I'm Kavyan. Um, you all might have known me, like some of you might not. So I'm from Chengalpattu. It's a township near Chennai, and currently I'm doing my fourth year in National Institute of Design as a animation film designer, and I will basically like get you all through the journey where how I came up till this. So yeah, I am a visual communication student, and I'm really passionate about animation, illustration, and also visual storytelling. And where I started all of this was in my early in my earlier age, I started with my fine arts, like drawing and sketching and painting with in a very fine arts way. And later on I shifted, like I started exploring more and more into that. And these are my few artworks. So what I did is I used to take reference from internet and like basically tries to replicate it. Like I kept on doing that for so many years, and I came to a situation, I came to a position where I thought, okay, I'm doing this good now, so I want to do something more different and better. So and then I searched a lot of opportunities where to pursue and where to get my skill in a very professional and in a very other perspective. So after that I joined NID, and I wanted to pursue design. And after my foundation, I got into animation film design. I personally wanted to take animation because I had a lot of stories to tell, like in my past. The path I came from, and also whatever I'm seeing, whatever I'm experiencing, I want to just put it out to the world. So that's the like basic idea that I had. And I felt through my art skills and also through my skill set, I can easily communicate that through illustrations. So after joining animation in NID, I started doing instead of replicating illustrations and photographs which is in the internet, I started illustrating my experience and the moments I couldn't capture with the camera. Like a lot of interesting moments happened in my life. I mean, in everyone's life, and which happened in mine also. So I started illustrating it. Like each one of the illustration have a entire backstory behind it. Like the first one has it's the image. It's the illustration of me hugging my parents after I got escaped from the war which is happening in Israel and Gaza. So I escaped from there, and I got into evacuation flight and reached home. And this is the illustration I had no one to take picture of that particular moment, so I thought I want that moment to be captured somehow. So I illustrated that. And the next one is it's a funny thing and also a tragic moment. Me and my mom was just going to a place in market, and suddenly the brake failed, so we just crashed in some place in a post actually. So I just want to like make that. And the next is a illustration where me and my friends are cooking in the hostel rooms, and the guy who's flying on top, who was in his exchange program in another country. And we basically he's our group cook, our gang cook. So I wanted to don't miss him out, so I just included him as a fictional character there. And then I kept on doing this. And this is my football team in college BBC League tournament. And yeah, and also I learned how to tell stories through like simple illustrations. And this is a small graphic narrative that I did. I had a small interaction with my this the mess uh, guy who gives us coke. So he was basically like not giving me the he gave full glass of coke, but it was not after the gas went out, it was just a half of it. And I was like not moving that place until he gives me that. So he also gave me the enough amount of coke I wanted. So I captured that moment. I love that entire scenario, whatever happened. So I just don't want to just let it go. I want to like capture it completely in my own perspective. So that's there. And also, as I said, I believe like everyone here sees a lot of beautiful scenarios and sceneries every day in our life. So these are few illustrations that I did, like when I thought this is something I wanted to draw. Like I want to make this as an illustration, and instead of just having a photograph, making it gives me like it gave me more life than a photograph. That's what I felt personally. So um, and also I started doing animation after that. And this is me in my studio. Uh, like it's just a small GIF of this is just like expressing my personality. Like this is how I used to be in my studio, in that corner of that room, and just kept on drawing and animating. And this is a short. Okay, this is a short film. Okay, I'll explain you guys after this. So that is a small animation exploration video. So it basically that animation clip has three kind of materials I want to incorporate in one single film, which is paper cut animation and oil and sand animation. So I did this assignment in a very short span of time because of my deadlines and other stuff. So I really love the experience and the journey through this, because I get to learn three types of animation, and like how to like involve other materials into a storytelling, because each and every part required few other sort of emotion in it. So that's why I did that. And this is basically a stop motion film which tells about a story of a clown. You guys must have known the topic, I mean the concept called Jack of the Box. So this is basically the character which is sitting there is basically the Jack of the Box. uh, so the story of this film is not complete yet. Like this still post production is still pending. So I'll just give you the gist about what happens to this character. So he'll be alone for his entire life. So he gets an idea of communicating and like involving another person into this through a magic box. And then how his perspective slowly changes, and how he gets affected because of that. That is basically the entire film, and this film will be released soon. And yeah, this is basically as I said, I used to capture a lot of moments, and also I just don't want to like capture what I see. I usually wanted to involve myself in that illustration. Like I'll just go for a third point perspective where someone seeing me, I just want myself to be in that character, to know that okay, I want that experience of me being in every other illustrations I'm making. That's kind of a unique approach, and that's what I always wanted to. And yeah, and here's where this is a series of illustrations that I did when I came to Sikkim to for the Echostream internship. So this is me basically leaving my dad, and like knowing that I won't be seeing him for the next 8 months. So that was a hard moment for me. So I just want to capture that. And this is Chengalpat railway station. And this is another illustration of Karamveer, my senior, who just slipped with a plate of chicken and curry rice. I just I didn't see this actually. I didn't know. I don't know how he fell. I was outside, but uh, I just got to know about what happened inside. And when I came inside the room, I saw how it happened. But I mean how, like what has happened, but I don't know how it happened. So I just visualized like okay, how might have it happened. So I just did it in my imagination. And these are a few moments again when we played Picture Eka, and we all went in a very intense game. So and also we didn't take. I mean, I wanted to take another approach of doing this, so I made this illustration. And the other one is at Studio Intervene, an illustration of a band. And yeah, thank you. This is also an illustration I did when I went to zoo, but it's not the zoo. Uh, I went to the Sikkim Zoo, and like the atmosphere really encouraged me, and like it gave me a very good mood there. So I wanted to make an illustration of that, but not inspired by anything there. Just wanted to convey the mood through that. So basically, for me, in my entire journey, where I started as a realistic artist, and now I am focusing. I'm going through how to like get my ideas and my visual storytelling through in my own way, and incorporating myself also in it. Like instead of having a just my point of view, I want myself also in it. And yeah, that's how it's going so far. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kavyan. So before we move into the Q&A session, we have a short stop motion film by Vaishnavi, which we'd like to present.
बाबा जी, ये क्या हो गया मेरी बच्ची को? इसका पेट दर्द तो ठीक ही नहीं हो रहा है।
अरे ऐसे कैसे नहीं जाएगा दर्द? इधर आओ बिटिया।
मम्मी, ये बाबा क्या कर रहे हैं?
अरे चिल्लाने की क्या जरूरत है? मैंने ऐसा क्या कर दिया?
तो क्या आप समझे? आंखें तो आपकी भी खुली थी, फिर भी नजरअंदाज कर दिया। लगता है बाबा को भी स्कूल में गुड टच बैड टच नहीं सिखाया।
बाबा बाबा बच्चे कैसे होते हैं?
बेटा बच्चे तो भगवान की देन होते हैं।
तो बाबा फिर सेक्स क्या होता है?
हे प्रभु माफ कीजिएगा। अरे भाई कौन है ये बच्चे?
और बाबा कॉन्डम?
अरे भाई लेके जाओ इन्हें।
ऐसा क्या ही पूछ लिया बच्चों ने, जिसका जवाब बाबा के पास भी नहीं था। सेक्स के बारे में ही तो पूछा था, इसमें छुपाना क्या? गलत जानकारी से अच्छा तो आप ही इन्हें सही जानकारी दें। अरे बाबा, हम तो बर्बाद हो गए।
अरे बेटा क्या हो गया?
अरे देखिए ना, हमारी बहुरी तो अशुद्ध निकली। अरे ये देखिए, चादर तो एकदम कोरी है। पता नहीं शादी से पहले क्या गुल खिलाकर आई है।
अरे बेटा रुको, कुछ नहीं हुआ है। अब तो मुझे भी पता है, ये चीज तो बहुत ही नॉर्मल है। छोटी उम्र में ही खेलते कूदते वक्त हार्मोन खिंच सकता है, तो खून का होना ना होना किसी के शुद्धता का प्रमाण नहीं है। ये रिवाज बिल्कुल ही गलत है।
अरे वाह, बाबा भी समझ गए। अब आपकी बारी है।
So we are gonna take questions now for both people here and also people joining us online. So yeah, if anyone has any questions, please.
Sorry, I have a film to screen. I mean, the stop motion film. Can I screen that?
Okay, until you guys think about your questions, we have another film to screen by Kavyan.
The stop motion film which I was talking. Yeah, I can screen. Hello. Yeah. Now I think now it's on. So should I start from the first? Okay. So I'll explain you from the first. Apologize. So this film, what you guys saw right now, is basically about Jack of the Box, who was alone in his entire life. He was when all of a sudden a box appeared in the box in the room when where he was. So he basically like trying to like notice and like want to know what that is. When he put his hand inside, and he notices a hand size of himself came inside the box. At first, he was scared, and then he noticed that it's his own hand, so he can play. He thought he got an idea of like making a character out of it, so that he'll have a company in his own size. So later on, he tries to impress that character, and he basically drew a female character, and then he tried to like impress that character, but he's just having a small drama in his own mind and doing all this. And then that drama, he basically doing while doing the drama, uh, he he accidentally like fell out of a height, and then he caught himself in his own hand. And he went so much into the drama, so, like such that he lost his senses that it's his own hand. When he tries to kiss it, so he basically got loose with that hand in the box which he was holding the entire time. So he got plucked out of that of his own room, like, which is the final shot where the box comes and falls, and a jack of the box, an actual jack of the box, just pops up. That's the entire film. Thank you.
So, guys, once again, any questions? Okay, Miss Chupi over there.
Um, I really like your presentation, Kavyan, and the film was really interesting. But like I'm very new to this design world, right? So I would just like you to explain, like you mentioned, there was oil, uh, oil stop motion, papers. Could you just like explain what the differences are and your process, like just a very basic, brief description of how you go about?
So before I joined NID, I basically know how to illustrate, and like I'm not very much aware of animation. After coming to NID, I learned animation from the basic, which is line animation, like traditional method. You draw in paper and make a animation, like that is the procedure to learn animation. That's what I was taught. And then there are like n number of like varieties of animation. Like paper cut is used as a, like, you just cut out characters and like anything whatever you want to communicate a film, you cut out and you move and take pictures of it in a sequential way, and then arrange it, and like you make that you make it talk, or you make it communicate a story in whichever way you want. Same, uh, it was in sand. Like you use a light board, and on top of that you use sand, and then you slowly take pictures frame by frame to make the character or whatever you wanted as your communicator to like tell the story. You do that, and that same applies to everything. Stop motion, basically you make a small set. I mean, for this stop motion film we made a small set. All the miniature and all these properties were, whichever in that set, were completely handmade. And we after that we made the armature of that character of the clown, and then we animated that. It's a 1 month project with 5 people in it, and that's how we made that story, and like we made this entire film.
Any other questions, guys? Also for people on live. So if you guys don't have any other questions, we'll end this with one questions for both of you, which is, as an Indian designer, what are your views on Indian design scenario?
As an Indian designer, I feel that the things in design in India have been evolving through the times. We are coming up with more interesting ways of advertising, more interesting ways of making an impact on people and communicating better. So I feel it is an evolving scenario, and the people who are pursuing design should look deep into their roots and try to learn the basics so that they can break the rules of design for better design.
For me, animation is something which keeps evolving every day. Uh, uh, like like when I started learning animation in my second year, the way I got inspired, I mean the way I what I saw and I got inspired was different, and now it's completely different. Like each day it's getting evolved, and what Indian animation is basically, like, it's keep on improving right now. That's what personal opinion it is, and yeah, that's it.
Thank you, guys. Thanks to everyone who came here. And okay, one more question we have.
My question is for Kavyan. What would you recommend as like the beginning programs through which a person can animate and edit videos through any medium?
As of for me, like I can say that you don't need to know. I mean, you don't need to be an expert to be an artist. I mean, to be an animator. You can animate in whichever. I mean, there are n number of ways to like communicate a story. Like, uh, like whichever uh, platform you're comfortable with, whether you are comfortable in stop motion or paper cut animation, or like you don't need to like stress more if that you don't need to stress more that if you don't know how to draw properly. uh, it's good that to have that set of skills, but you don't that's not the only skill that you wanted to be an animator.
Thank you, Kavyan. So thanks for coming by to everyone for our first episode of 15 by 15. And yeah, good evening. Bye.